Alright, so let's go and get started here with this awesome kit. Down here at the bottom with the feet and legs, we have some amazing articulation, color separation, and overall quality. As far as articulation goes, at the knee here we have a double jointed knee. There's one joint and then the second joint. So we have some sliding plates here in the back of the thigh. Up here on the knee, we have a part that moves separately from the front part. You can see that going down there in a separate angle. So very fantastic stuff on the knee there. The white part here on the knee is also very nicely placed inside there with no interruption or stuff getting in the way. So just some fantastic mechanics here in the knee. And generally the legs and the feet of a kit are always the most technically detailed part. And this holds true for real grade kits especially. On the back, we have a little bit of a moving thruster here that can kind of move back and forth out of its recessed panel there. The feet and ankles are excellent. A lot of side-to-side movement. Good area forward and backward. We have a mid-toe break there almost all the way down and then up quite a bit as well. The ankle guard here stays in place really well while moving on its own little part that hooks into the foot. So excellent movement here, and nothing falls apart either. So very solid construction, a lot of excellent movement, great color separation. We have two of the three shades of red down here, the dark blue, the black, and the white. So just amazing articulation, color separation, quality of the parts staying together. Some of the major issues with the first real grade kit were the parts just would not stay together very well, especially in the legs. So Ben has come a long way with the real grade line, securing the quality while maintaining the high level of detail and excellence here. So one problem that you might have with the lower section here is that sometimes the knee does come off a little bit. It's not on there all that securely, but you really have to put it under some duress to get it off there. So just be aware of that. Otherwise, everything stays on very well and looks great while doing it, and still is able to move around and get some crazy sliding plates and articulation and stuff. So just fantastic lower body here, as well as having some nice channel lines and lining opportunities. I went kind of heavy on mine. I used a black Copic marker. My other Gundam markers were dead, so I had to either go strong or nothing at all, and definitely looks better with something. So just make sure you have some decent lighter markers if you're going to line your kit. I'm going to have to wash all mine off after I get finished and line it properly some other time. Alright, so looking at the fantastic waist unit here, again, great color separation, a ton of panel lines, awesome detail, and really holds together well. The worst part of the original real grade was these front skirts. They seem to come off at the drop of a hat. These guys are on really solidly. It's secure from two sides, as well as a back skirt here. So the back skirt's actually on its own little joint, and it can pop off if it gets too much pressure on it, but that's just to protect it from breaking. So don't worry about that. You do get some up and down movement as well. And also the side skirts are on really strongly. They're on a little clipping thing here that's quite difficult to get off. I'm almost kind of worried about breaking it when taking it off. So it stays in place really well. Some interesting mechanics going on here with the front and back skirts. The front skirt's a little lacking as far as stuff underneath. You can see there's not much going on under here. The black parts on either side, the trim pieces here on both the front and the back skirts, are actually just small little things that slot into place. It's not a whole back panel like I think it should be, just because the front skirts at least feel a little bit light. That's the only kind of problem I have with the waist unit here. And that's just a minor issue. It's just more of a kind of a weird thing they did it that way. But it works. I guess you're not going to be having the front skirts up all that much anyway. But everything else is excellent. We have this blue piece here to outline the thrusters inside there. Like I said before, the back skirt's really strongly on there. Great panel lining underneath here. And it's really secure. And it's safe to, if it pops off, it's fine. You don't want that to break. At the middle of the body, we have a fantastic chest. Some amazing color separation and articulation as well. First of all, these little white parts on either side here are really amazing. They're real small pieces, but they slot into place really well and really add a lot to the design. So excellent use of small pieces here. It's amazing how much these two little small pieces really add to the kit. Usually they would make a big piece or some other kind of fancy way to do that, but they did it really well here. As far as articulation, you get a little bit of side-to-side rocking movement in the lower waist, as well as kind of forward and backward. It's kind of tight there, not too much, just a little bit. The cockpit hatch does open. It's on a little swing arm here. It pulls out, and you can see kind of the area down there where the pilot's supposed to be. There's no sitting pilot figure, of course, but the ability to have that is pretty amazing. And hopefully you can tell on my camera, the cannons here on either side of the cockpit hatch, that's a separate piece. That's a small little gray piece there. So that's some color separation. 3 pieces make up this small cockpit hatch. So the attention to detail is pretty crazy. The darker panel lining definitely looks good on the blue plastic here. You can kind of see the dark black panel lines. and it helps bring out the detail. The shoulders are out this way to accept the arms. They slide into place and they fold back. Usually they're back recessed inside there, so there's great articulation there. There's a little piece on either shoulder that hides the gap that folds away as well. On the back here, we have a real secure connection for the backpack, which is massive, and also these little thrusters that can move up and down. A lot more great detail back here. And then on top, a simple neck joint that gets the job done. So again, all the colors are represented here in the chest except for yellow, but that's really only on the head and on the backpack. But otherwise, every color is here, and it just looks amazing. It holds together really well too. Nothing falls off. This is a solid piece of equipment, and just it works really well and looks excellent. The arms and shoulder armor are also amazing. I'm going to be saying that a lot about this kit this whole review, so you have to get used to that. Again, color separation is excellent. All the colors are here. We have the separated shoulder unit if you want to take this off. And this is pretty cool too. We have a little flap here on the other side that goes in and out. And there's a weapon here on the shoulders. If you pull this out from its secure connection, you get a boomerang kind of deal if you flip it open. You can put a beam saber blade down in there, and you'll have a really cool looking boomerang type weapon, I believe it is. So again, this is like 5 parts just to make this up. Usually that would be 1 or 2 parts for a high grade or master grade, but we get 5 different parts here just to have this simple weapon on the chest that plugs into place and stays there very well. I mean, this is hard to get out. That's staying there and not going to fall out anytime soon. So even the shoulder armor is just amazing. The arms themselves are also great. Nothing too fancy here except for the sliding joint here where the back or where the shield plugs into place. Again, so we have a sliding plate there. A full 180 bend thanks to the double jointed elbows. Nice deep channel lines, a lot of detail. This is the simple hand here. I don't know if this is actually to hold anything. It's kind of got a weird shape to it. I haven't really put the weapons in hand yet, but we'll look at that when I look at the accessories. We have a separate piece up here that swivels around for rotating under the elbow or above the elbow there. And when it's all put together, it has a really nice silhouette to it. A lot of good detail, just all around amazing. Again, this is going to get pretty repetitive, but this kit is just fantastic. So excellent job here. And last up for the main mobile suit, we have the head here. This is really great head. Originally, I didn't like the design of the head just because I think this unicorn crown is kind of ridiculous. But talking about the unicorn, I've kind of come to appreciate these kind of designs over time, and it looks pretty good here. One thing you have to be aware of is that the clear plastic here on the crest, as well as the cameras down inside there on either side, these are painted blue with some clear Tamiya paint. Now, it's actually done by hand, so it may be kind of crappy, but it gets the job done. It's better than having clear, just a clear plastic up here. And Bandit didn't include any kind of blue stickers for this for some reason, so I guess they realized that either paint it blue or leave it clear, otherwise you're going to have kind of an off-putting look. But anyway, again, some great color separation. We have some Vulcan cannons poking through from the under armor here, so amazing detail. The white piece up here is equally as small as it was on the chest, so just really fine, small pieces that fit into place really well, don't fall apart, and just make it look excellent. Some good deep channels, some interesting design, and all around just a fantastic head. My fingers are pretty big, so I'm kind of in the way here, but I'll show it off more when it's on the body. The green stickers, the foil stickers down the eyes stay in place really well and hug the edges and don't flip up like some of the high grade or master grade stickers do. So the only thing I don't like is the black outlining I did on the yellow. Again, that's pretty obnoxious there. Works okay for the other colors, but I need to clean that off and redo that for sure, just because it doesn't look all that great. Otherwise, fantastic head. So when you get ready to put the lower body together, when you're building the kit, it actually shows the side skirts are on a separate piece here. This bar that goes across that connects the two sides together is actually a separate piece that plugs into place inside the lower waist here. And I can't really get it out too easy right now, so I don't want to try breaking anything, so I'll leave it on to putting this back together. So you can see again the side skirts are on their own little swivel joint, side to side and up and down, so amazing articulation there. But anyway, putting stuff back together, the hips of course plug into the hip joints there. Very easy to slide in, and it's actually a little weird because it slides in really easily, but does hold in place quite well too. So it's a little odd, but it works really well. So just having the lower body together is real fun to look at, just to see how well everything holds together. the articulation, the ease of posing. You can move stuff around really easily, and it goes back in place, and there's nothing falling off. There's nothing being disrupted by something else. It's just amazing how well it flows together, and how well it looks too. There's with all these small pieces, you would think stuff would fall off or whatever. And again, aside from these little knee areas here, nothing falls off this kit at all. Even the ankle armor just stays on perfect. Get some great simple poses out of it, and it's just like messing with a high-end figure, and it's really amazing. So enough harping on the lower body here. Let's move up to the top. So to attach the arms to the torso, what you do is slide them in like this, and then move the whole assembly backwards. That way you get a real strong connection for the arms. They're not going to fall off. And you also get the advanced articulation there as well. So again, up and down, really strong, easily to move around because it's on a joint there and there's nothing else inside to disrupt its up and down movement. And these little sliding panels get out of the way and allow for some great articulation there. Once you get both arms on, you could slide the shoulder armor in place, and it really clicks down on there really strongly and stays there too. So it's not going to fall off anytime soon. And again, does not interrupt the flow of movement here, side to side, up and down. Just get some amazing poses out of it. And everything's so smooth and clean, and the way it works is just amazing. I think it's all because of the advanced MS joint underneath. I don't think you get a kit that's hollow just with joints and stuff together that would work this well. So it's pretty fantastic. So I've kind of figured out a trick on the shoulders here. It's a little bit difficult to move them originally. So there's 2 points that try to move when you rotate the shoulders all the way around. The first one here is at the outer part, and that's not right because that's where the shoulder and the lower arm come together on this joint and polycap thing here. But that's not supposed to turn. You're supposed to turn it up here on the top of the shoulder. So if you see, it rotates on this part with the black rings here. So if you try to rotate it and the arm keeps coming off, just be aware that you're probably moving this part and not this part. Otherwise, you're going to get some disconnected joints there pretty easily. So it's a little tight when you first open the kit, but after spinning it around a couple times, it does loosen up some and becomes more natural for it to spin there and not here. So the last thing to do up here is to add the head onto the neck joint there, and the proportions are great. Sometimes the neck joints are either a little too tall or too low. But I think here on the Real Grade Justice, it looks fantastic. A great profile, just all around, it looks really amazing. I really come to appreciate the head crest here. I think having the plastic painted blue looks really nice. And everything looks good together here. Alright, so here's a look at the Real Grade Justice all put together, or at least the main mobile suit so far. And it just looks fantastic. Great proportions, great structure, everything holds together really well. And I can't say enough how excellent it looks. Before now, I never cared too much for the Justice design, and the anime and stuff. I always thought it was kind of silly looking with the tall head crest and the goofy color scheme and stuff. But after building the kit and seeing how well the kit works and how good it looks in person, it really turned me over to the Justice design. And I really appreciate it quite a bit now. So the Real Great Kit's done a great job of winning me over to the Justice design, and just the way it works, the way it looks, everything is just amazing. Great detail everywhere. The panel lines flow. The proportions are excellent, the colors are great, the extra detail, the color separation, it's all just fantastic. If you put the front skirts up some, you can get a pretty good forward moving kick there. With the side skirts rolled up and kind of flipped up out of the way, you get some decent splits too. And the feet do come apart quite a bit for a pretty far split foot stance, so that's pretty good. You don't get a complete 360 at the waist, or at least not too easily, but you do get about 90 degrees either way, so that's pretty good. So when you get the tricky shoulders down, you get some great across the chest movement, all the way, almost all the way across. If the chest wasn't sticking out so far, you could probably touch the other shoulder as well. So again, great articulation up here, real secure, strong connection. And except for this little part right here in the inside, this little part with the flap here, this does pop off kind of easily. But again, that's good because otherwise you might put some tension and break something. So like you saw here, that kind of comes off sometimes. But that's about it as far as stuff just kind of falling off, this stuff popping off with movement. So just be aware that these little areas on the upper shoulders can come loose sometimes. And of course, the head's free to move up and down quite a bit. You can kind of peek up a little bit and look all the way down at his feet, and spin around 360 if you ever had the need for it to do so. So I know I've said it a ton before, But so far, this kit is just amazing. I'm not trying to sell you anything or convince you to buy it out of any personal need, other than I just really enjoy this kit. It's fantastic. Like I said before, it really made me fall in love with the Justice design. Just everything about this kit is top notch. As much as I hate to say it, as much as I love the Real Grade Mark II, I think this one's a little bit better than that kit. Not only for the main mobile suit here, but for the accessories and stuff we get as well. So I'll show you more about that in the next video. If you're all going to buy one kit this year, I would have to recommend this one so far. This is the best kit that's been put out this year, bar none. I can't think of anything else better. The Real Grade Mark II comes close, and a couple of the Master Grades, but this is just on top of the heap so far. And if you're going to start with the Real Grade line first, start here. Start at number 9 and work your way backwards. This is the most satisfying Real Grade yet, not only because of the mobile suit, but all the other extra stuff that comes with. So I'll go and wrap up this review here. I know it's kind of quick, but I want to get it out there so you guys can see everything. I'll be back shortly with part 2, where I'll take a look at all the weapons accessories and put everything together, and just let you guys see how excellent this kit is with everything put together. So if I'll be back by Saturday, I plan to have it out by Saturday afternoon or something. Maybe a little bit sooner if I get the time. But just keep in mind, if you get a chance to get this kit, definitely plunk down the $35 or whatever it takes to get it, and get it as soon as you can, because it's fantastic. So stay tuned for part 2. Let me know what you think so far with a comment down below, and let me know what you think about the review as well. I'm trying to get the reviews a little bit better, a little bit quicker, so let me know how I'm doing. And of course, thank you to Gundam Guy for providing the kits. Follow the link down below if you want to pre-order your own and get it when it comes out in the States next week. Stay tuned for part 2, and I will see you soon.